Hello everybody and welcome to the Commentary Man channel. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day or night. And I said I was going to upload once a week, but from the motivation you guys gave me from the last video, I thought, you know what, looks like people really like my video. So I'm going to start to upload almost 2 to 3 times a week, possibly. Most likely the average is going to be 2 times a week. This week I could be able to do 4 to 5. Nothing is promised yet. Don't get your hopes up because I have online school and I finish really early, like around 1 p.m. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to see, but keep your eyes peeled for some new uploads this week. I'm not sure though, but besides this week, most likely it's gonna be that I'm gonna upload on Friday or Saturday or both. Usually I'm gonna try to do both, but if my sisters are home, it's not going to be ideal for recording conditions, as I had said in my previous video. So it's going to be really random, but I'm going to try to keep my average around 2 videos a week. So yeah, just keep your eyes peeled at all times. So let's just get right into the YouTube video today. It's going to be about how has COVID and the pandemic affected me. Just in general, how has it affected me negatively and positively? Now, I'm gonna start off with the positives. 2021 was an amazing year. I'm gonna say it flat out right now. 2021 was one of the best years of my life. In the beginning of it, the COVID vaccine was invented, and also that was one of the biggest events of my life. A vaccine being invented for a global pandemic devastating many people. That was just amazing. It was just such good news to hear because in the beginning of 2021, that was some of the first good news that we have heard in a year. Because 2020, you can't lie, all we heard was just bad news. There was not much good news. Every month there was just an event. In the beginning of 2020, January 2020, Kobe had died, rest in peace. February and March, the COVID thing started, and also the Australia wildfires, and it was just every month there was a new event, and they were all bad events. There was no good events. They were just all bad events. I don't know, it was just such a weird year and such a bad year. But besides that, in 2021, it was a really good year. I got to meet a lot of spectacular people online on Discord servers. I got to spend a lot more time with my family, and I got to spend a lot more time online playing video games, watching YouTube, reading, drawing, doing all that stuff, doing all the activities that I actually enjoy doing. I spent more time doing. And I also got to learn a lot more about viruses during this pandemic, because I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Unless you're someone that studies viruses, you didn't really know much about viruses, because I haven't really experienced a pandemic yet in my life. So it was just oh yeah, I got the cold, oh I got the flu, alright, what's the big deal? It's just something that makes me sick. But once the COVID pandemic had happened, it made me realize that viruses are so much more spectacular than they actually are. We just look over them and it's just so sad, because if you take a petri dish and I don't know, you take a swab of something and you put it under it, you're gonna uncover a whole new world. It's just, there's so many tiny specks that are living, and they're all around us. There's billions and billions on you right now. I bet you there's trillions around in your space right now as well. It's just amazing, and I got to learn a lot about it, and I was fascinated. I read a lot about them, learned a lot in biology class in 7th grade. It was also a really good time. My teacher was really nice. And yeah, I just got to spend a lot of time with my family, and I learned about how much time I was missing out. I knew about how much time I was missing out with them, and I tried to spend much more time with them, because it just felt one day I wouldn't see them anymore. Hopefully that day stays away, but it's just gonna happen, and I'm trying to cherish every single moment that I spend with them, because one day I might regret not spending time with them. So yeah, I don't want to end it on a depressing note, but let's get on to the depressing news anyway. So the most depressing thing that happened in 2020 was the passing of my great grandma and my great auntie. It had passed in June 2020, and it was a really sad time. But as I started to cope with it, around December 2020, my great grandma had passed away, and that was the time that I had just fully coped with it, and my life was going back to being normal. But then bam, I was hit with my great grandma passing away. So then that was another couple of months of coping with that. But then after that, everything got better. That was the only negative thing that happened in the whole entire pandemic. Well, yeah, general stuff like staying at home, that was another negative, but everyone experienced that. So I wouldn't really consider it a negative only for me. Everyone experienced that, and yeah, it did suck staying at home, not being able to go to a friend's house, not being able to go to the movies. It was all just bad. But then once 2021 came, after the vaccine was invented, I got to start to go to the movies again. A couple of weeks ago, I saw the new Spider-Man movie. Don't worry, no spoilers in this video. But it was really good, and it was just, I just got to like experience going to movies again, and it was just amazing. I went with my friends. One of my friends is actually helping me make the thumbnail for this video. Shout out to him. And yeah, I mean, 2021, really good year. And all the restrictions eased out. I started to go out with my friends a lot more. I got to go to the park more often. I got to go to the supermarket without needing to wear a mask. But now it looks like stuff is getting bad again because of the new Omicron variant. The USA is getting almost 1 million COVID cases that are identified. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are doing at-home tests, and those are unidentified. So I'm sure there's millions of cases a day, and that's really bad. So I hope we don't have to go into another 2020 state, like we just have to stay at home and everything is closed again. But looks like we might not be doing that because the Omicron variant, for the vaccinated, which is the majority of the population, it's just like really mild, and it just makes you like, I don't know, I haven't experienced it yet, but based on what I've heard, like it's just like mild, like a cough, your head hurts, you're a little bit nauseous, not that bad, not as bad as like back in 2020 when nobody was vaccinated, everyone was scared. So hopefully we're done with this thing, because I really just don't want to worry about it. I'm sure it's gonna stay. I assure you it's gonna stay with humanity forever, just like the cold. But it's just like, I don't know. I hope this thing ends soon, or at least I hope like a lot of like 95% of the people in the world get vaccinated, so we can just go back to living normal. Like, oh, you got COVID. Like, I imagine people in 2026, they're gonna be like, oh, you got COVID, yeah, that's just a cold. Like, it's just like the new cold. It might become the new cold, you know, because I'm sure there's multiple like viruses that are considered the cold, and I'm sure COVID is gonna become one of them, because I don't know, that's what I think. And yeah, guys, so that's it for the video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Subscribe and like the video only if you enjoyed the content though. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.